This is John for the Everyday Fan Sports. This morning, I have the pleasure of being on the beat with Erika Piancastelli, softball player extraordinaire. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you. Thank you for your time. It's always good to talk softball, especially when it's chilly out in Chicago. So,
Oh, it's sunny here in Arizona.
oh sure. So rub it in. Thanks. But let's get started. We got a lot to talk about. You are on the verge of going to play in Japan again.
I am. I leave in a week and a half, a couple days left. Yeah.
How is the Japan League? How does it differ then from the United States, or is it about the same?
The level of play
Yeah,
or living.
like the level of play, the whole atmosphere around the ballpark, the fans.
It's different. The Japanese style of play is a lot different. They go more for speed and strategy. So the game is very fast. I think we get done in 7 innings in almost an hour and 5 minutes. Like
Oh,
the game ends and I'm standing there like I'm like, how did that game go by so fast? So they move really, really fast, and that's something you definitely have to get used to. And then they're all about speed. Like they steal a lot of bases, they bunt, they do strategies throughout the game that we're us playing in the U.S. You're just not used to. Like you wouldn't expect someone to bunt in this certain situation, and they do that. So it just keeps you on your toes the whole time, and it's awesome to see because it's so different, and you learn so much. And I think being a player from playing in the US League, it's another tool that is being given to me that I can now use in the US League. So it's like it's um it's definitely a learning experience, but I've been enjoying every second.
are you playing mostly catcher there?
Catcher, left, and DP. I kind of like rotate between those three roles.
Okay. And is it
Yeah.
harder? I mean, is it hard to adjust, like playing in the U.S. League and then playing in Japan? You play in the Olympics. Is it hard to adjust to all that, or do you basically just play your game and it's as is?
I think season one in Japan was really hard for me to adjust. I think one, just being in a whole different country, it just feels like you're in a whole different world. I think that was the biggest thing. And then jumping into a game that you've played your whole life, but they play in such a different way. It's like very eye opening. And during the game, they're playing with a band the whole time. So there's music playing during your at bat. There's nonstop music. So I think it took me a couple of games to just kind of realize how they play and then be able to find my focus outside of that. But no, I think once you start playing it, it's at the end of the day, it's still softball. So I think the more I play and the more I move around, the easier it actually gets. So going from Japan to AU to national team back to Japan, I think it just gets easier and easier throughout the year just because I'm kind of like on a roll, just playing softball, and just taking in the new tools that I can get to better my game.
Now, I read on your website, and we will get to your website in a minute. I read on your website that you really kind of blossomed in your mind while you were at McNeese State, but you played softball a lot before that. So, like, what caused the switch in your mind?
I think before McNeese, I played just for fun, like a young girl playing softball. My mom played, my dad played. It was just something I love to do. All my friends were in the softball community. So it's just like my friends are playing, I'm playing. I didn't want to do homework. So I went to the softball field kind of thing. And then at McNeese, I think is when it hit me that this could be more. This could be my career. This could bring me to so many places. It could allow me to travel the world. It could give me a lot of opportunities. And so I think my freshman year at McNeese, when not only did the game start to click, I started to understand my body more. I started to understand the movements. My softball IQ started going up. Besides that, though, that's when I was like, okay, I'm pretty good at this game.
Yeah, I'd
Let's see
say.
how far I can get. So I think that was when I was like, wow, I need to actually grind out my off season. I need to take this serious because it could give me so much more than right now. I'm just coasting. I think before college, I was just kind of coasting, riding out my talent. I mean, I'm a powerful player. I've always had power as a young kid. And so I think I just kind of rode that talent. And then in college, I was like, okay, I can't just keep the talent. I need to actually put in the work. I need to actually learn new things and see how I can improve. And now I'm doing everything I've always wanted to do. So I think it's paid off. I do wish it would have clicked a little sooner, but I'm happy it clicked at McNeese.
Yeah, you're doing okay, I think.
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
It's okay. I know you play. You mentioned you play a bunch of different positions. I've seen you play different positions. Do you have a preference?
I don't. Right now, I've gotten to a point where I just love to hit. So if I'm in the lineup, put me wherever. But I actually am starting to really enjoy outfield. I'm starting to enjoy um, the just the range that you need to have as an outfielder, and you always have to make a long throw. And I love to throw. So I think outfield's really growing on me. Catching again at this level has gotten catching is very difficult mentally, I think, at this level because you're thinking about calling the game. You're thinking about what would this batter do? What would I do as a hitter in this situation? So I think being a hitter and a catcher at the same time at this level makes it so much tougher. But catching is also my biggest love in my first position ever. So I do enjoy catching. I love getting to know a pitcher. I love getting a really, really great hitter out and knowing that, okay, what did I see there? How can I learn from that? And also just being kind of the leader on the field, even though in Japan you don't really know the language. So you have to find other ways to communicate to your teammates. But yeah, I'm in that mindset. It's like, I just want to hit. I want to be able to help my team out offensively. That's kind of where I put all my work in. So put me wherever, whether it's outfield, DP, first base, catcher, wherever is needed, I'll be able to play.
Well, I have to point out though, my friend Tony and I we were at a lot of the games last year, and we saw a play where you were in right field, and I don't know if you remember the specific play, but we both said that it's perhaps probably the literally the best throw we've ever seen on any level of any type of softball or baseball, and you nailed the runner at third base. It was just an amazing throw. Never
Yeah,
saw
I
anything
remember.
like that.
I mean, that's what I love about the game is I have a pretty strong arm, and I like using it. I'm not the best at throwing short distance because I don't have that much control with my short distance. But once you tell me to throw long, if I have to throw a runner out at second or throw far, like I love being able to show my range with my arm. And in that situation, I just remember like grabbing the ground ball, thinking like, okay, don't let this ball pass you. And then I look up, not expecting the runner to go, and I was like, oh, and I just throw it like strike to third at Sam Fisher, and it was really cool to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, we enjoyed it from the stands, absolutely. Are you going to be playing? I know you're playing for AU in the summer, in the late summer. Are you playing for AUX in the June?
So unfortunately, AUX is during the last part of the first half in Japan. So I'll still be in Japan until mid-June, which last year when I came back, they had the last weekend of games, which I was able to go to at SDSU, but I won't be able to play AUX while still playing in Japan unless
Well,
they move the dates. But
we'll
I'll
miss you.
definitely be at the champ season for sure.
Well, we're happy to hear that. We'll miss you in the early one because it is going to be in Rosemont, which we're just so
I
excited about.
know.
That is so cool. We couldn't be the
Yeah.
more softball, the better. It's awesome. So let's get down. One more last thing before we get to your website. Riser, is there anything new? And I love Riser. I think it's a fantastic thing. I'm an old guy, and obviously I'm not your target, but I still learn things there that helps my softball game, in the rec leagues. Anything new going on with Riser?
So Riser's going through a lot of app updates right now. We're trying to get a lot of just like kinks out. We're trying to improve like the notification settings, video quality, all of that stuff. The content is already ready to go. I think we're just making sure that the app is at 100% before anyone can really use it. So we're looking at a new app launch date around May from the last I heard. But right now we're just in the process of, well, one, keeping our social media up. So we're posting a lot with Riser. And then also just we're in communication with a lot of organizations that as a team want to use Riser. And I think that's kind of the route we're going to is how can we make this where a whole team is able to use the platform. And us as Riser coaches, we get to help them out on a personal level also as well. So I think there's a lot of new stuff, amazing stuff happening with Riser. It's just in the process. So hopefully by the mid-year, it should be able to all come in full effect.
Well, it's still fun already. So if more is coming, that's even better. Because, like I said, I mean, I know, and I know I have some of my friends. They've got kids that follow it too, and they're learning a lot. And you guys really, you instructors are really fantastic. You're very clear. You're very, you can relate to everybody, and you show everything in easy steps to follow. And I think you guys are doing a great job with it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let's get down to your new website, and I will be. I love that. I love the merch. I really love the merch. I'll
Thank
be. You'll
you.
see me in the stands wearing some merch. Talk about your website, urkaathletics.com.
So I've always talked about, oh, it'd be so cool if I had some merch. It would be so cool if I had like a website where everybody could go to know about game times. Like I wish I had one platform that had all the answers for everybody instead of everybody having to constantly ask me, what time's your game? Where's your game? What are you doing this year? Where can I get merch? But I've always just talked about it, and which is like a pet peeve of mine because like I hate when people just talk to talk and they don't, but I was doing that the whole time. And I think this year I just had the tools where I couldn't make up excuses anymore. I was like, okay, Erika, you actually have to do it now. You have everything you need. There's no more excuses. So my twin sister is an amazing graphic designer, and she's always kind of hinted at making me logos. Like she's always thrown logos in my face, like, hey, look how cool this is. And I'm like, oh yeah, like one day I'll do that. And then, softball, I'm just like always in softball, but I'm like, I just want to play. But this logo that she made a couple years ago actually just always stuck with me, and it's always been on my phone. I'm like, oh, that would be so cool on merch. And then this year or last year, um, my boyfriend's dad actually has a printing company. So he prints stuff on shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. So he literally was like, okay, I have everything you need. Like, when's the merch coming? And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to start doing something. So I started putting everything together, and I created the website on my own. And I just kind of wanted to, like I said, make a platform that had everything. And it was actually a really cool process to make the website, just kind of like going back to like, okay, what was my journey like, and writing down my whole story, being able to put the merch how I wanted it, and kind of got me really excited to maybe doing something like outside of softball that I was pretty good at. So once the website launched, I just launched it. I was like, okay, well, here's the website, like here's my merch, here's all the info. And I didn't realize, like, I wasn't expecting the reaction that I got from it. A lot of people messaged me saying how amazing the website was and how the merch was awesome. And I got a lot of people buying the merch. So I'm super excited to see how this will keep going, and the more merch I can add based on like what I'm doing. So we'll have a lot, probably more merch for AU, like specific to AU season, and then
Oh,
specific to the national team. The further we go in the year, but yeah, it's just a new thing that I'm doing, and I'm really excited that it's out there. So if anybody wants merch, or if anybody wants to know what I'm up to or what's coming up next in my journey, it's all on arcathletics.com. Yeah, and it's pretty cool.
no, that's a fantastic logo. I love that logo, and I
Yeah,
like the Piancastelli with the Italian flag too. That's a cool one too. May I
yeah.
ask, what does IRCA stand for?
So, Urka was a nickname I got in high school, my freshman year, when I made varsity. We the older girls, the seniors, just started singing like a song, and they changed my name to Urka, and they just started calling me Urka, Urka. And then from there, that's kind of when Instagram also started. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm Urka. So
That's
I just
cool.
made my Instagram handle to be Urka, and then now everybody knows me as Urka or Stelly, and that's kind of guess my trademark. Like the braids are something I always do, and then everybody also knows Urka as my name. So
I figured it had
there's
something to do with your name,
yeah,
your
there's no
first name,
special
but
story. Everyone's like, "What's Urka mean?" And I'm like, "It's just a high school nickname."
hey, I got Johngy, so I'm not making fun of anybody's nicknames, you know. So we're good with that. Eric, really, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Good luck in
Thank
Japan.
you.
I certainly I'll see you at AU this summer. I think it starts in sometime in August, but I'm sure your website and mine will both post when it does start, and social media. Until then, good luck. And really, thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
everything.
much.
It's such a pleasure watching you, and thanks for coming out for the autograph signing last year.
Of
I know we're
course.
both excited to see you. So.
Yeah, thank you. And it's because of you guys that the game is still so fun. It's just having fans and supporters like you who are constantly just following our journey and cheering us on. Like everyone probably knows, but like when you go play overseas, or when you're far away from your friends and constantly traveling and playing softball, even though you're doing something you love, it's hard. It can get hard just being away from everybody. But having
Sure.
fans and having supporters that are always just cheering you on and commenting and being like, hey, we're watching you, like you're doing so good, it helps a lot. So I really appreciate you guys just always supporting us, and being our #1 fans at AU, just you make the whole experience so much better. So thank
Well,
you.
well, we got front row seats, so you'll even hear us louder this year. So
Nice.
yeah, so
I'm
Erika,
really
really,
excited for this season.
exactly. Oh, I can't wait. It's geez, but really, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, and like I said, good luck, safe travels, and have a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Erika.
Bye bye.